People are spending a lot of time in social networks, and even like working remotely, they are using like digital more and more. And it's very hard for a company. There is a lot of buzz, there is a lot of information being not only consumed, but also produced. And that's a challenge. I think like the biggest challenge for a company is to be relevant, is to understand that this is not a normal situation. The kind of content that consumers want is not the same as if there wasn't a pandemic here. And companies need to know how to be relevant in these kind of situations. Okay. For example, we know that a lot of people are online, and I'm going to give an example of Lisbon Digital School. The same with IDEA. Okay? We know that a lot of people are online. We are doing lives where it's for free, the same like this kind of events, like for people to improve their knowledge about digital marketing. So I think the key is to understand, like people are online, but their needs are different. So as a company, we need to know how can we be relevant in this current situation.
And do we need any tools for that particular goal? For being able to be relevant? Is it just about what we're saying, but isn't it also about where are we going to deliver that message?
That's a great question. To be relevant, the first thing is to try to understand people. For example, in the first week of the pandemic, it wasn't at all a good time for you to communicate, like buy something, especially if it wasn't the first new thing. Okay, people were very sensitive, and you, as a marketeer or as a manager, you need to understand that okay, people are afraid; they don't know what is coming next, and I need to adjust my communication. So that was like a specific example. So the first thing is to understand people, to understand behaviors and how they shift in order to come up with new ideas. And the second one, yes, is to use the same kind of tools, like very easy tools, the tools that they know how to. For example, everyone knows how to use YouTube or how to use Zoom, or a lot of people, more than 4 million people have an Instagram account, more than 7 million Portuguese have a Facebook account. So if you do a live on Facebook or Instagram or on LinkedIn, where more than 3 million Portuguese people have an account, you are presenting yourself in a platform that they are already using it. So it's going to be much easier than to ask them to download some different platform and to be there just to hear you.
Yeah, to use channels they are use or make a good use of YouTube, Instagram, Facebook.
Sorry, I didn't understand the question.
If it is as easy as, well, as users, it's very easy to consume information on YouTube, Instagram, and other social networks. But for a brand, is it as easy?
It is. All these platforms are so user-friendly. If you have an Instagram account, it's so easy for you to do a live, for example. And it's so easy for you as a company to stream it for Facebook as well. So, and there are like some other tools where you can be recording it and having more than, for example, more than one person, like one guest in your talk, and then to stream it for this kind of platforms. So yes, it's very, very easy.
But if everyone is doing it, do you think it's a good time to do another one?
It's a great time. Okay. I don't know if it happens with you, but I've never seen so many lives on Instagram.
Yeah, true.
As now.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's the thing. I've never seen so much free content. So if you want to learn how to cook vegetarian, you have like every day, you have like a different free workshop. Or if you want to do, to know how to, I don't know, even about digital marketing, about like, I don't know, how to make soap at home. You have everything. So this is the time to make people not to forget you. That's another thing. Yeah. You as a company, you can't be just quiet for 2 months and then like, okay, everything is normal again. I'm going to start communicating with my clients and with my potential clients. As a brand, you need to be relevant all the way. the same as this kind of talks, like you need to tell people, I'm here with you, I didn't forget you, and I'm trying to give you some content that might be useful. So it's a great time to communicate. As a company, it is. And people do have a lot of time, even though most of them are at home with kids, and their life might not be that easy, but they are more connected as well.
Okay, so talking about these changes for brands, it's not just what we're saying. Some of them had to actually change their operation because, for instance, Lisbon Digital School already did online courses, but for many companies, their only way of communicating and transaction was only non-online channels. And now with the pandemic, they all changed to online only, almost, or for most of them.
They're trying.
So this will mean that they'll keep this channel, this online channel, for them when this all it's over. Or what do you think about that?
Imagine like you own a shop, like where all your communication has been traditional communication, like people pass by, they enter your shop, they buy you something, like, and suddenly it was some unexpected and it was so sudden and fast how everything happened. So suddenly you didn't have anything, like you didn't used to do home deliveries. You were not working with some platforms like delivery platforms, anything. So the companies and like all kind of business wanted to adapt their communication and even the way they sell to the digital very quickly. Most of them couldn't. So it's not something that happens like from one day to the other. It just you need to have some preparation. You need to have some knowledge in order to use like digital tools. But a lot of them did it very well. And you either started and you either stay waiting for this to pass by, or you need to adjust and adapt your business. And a lot of them did it. I will give you a couple of examples. Something so simple as restaurants doing home deliveries, like kind of restaurants that have never done it in the past, or communicating a lot of their takeaways. That's something that is very easy to do it. For example, I live outside of Lisbon in a small village, and the supermarkets start doing home deliveries for free, so because they needed to do it. But there are some other companies that really adjust their business as Uber, that start doing groceries deliveries, or even, I don't know if you've heard about 360 Imprimir, 360 Imprimir, the company.
Yeah. It's Portuguese.
Yes, exactly. That they started the 360 Hyper, like a supermarket.
Yeah.
So this is like a completely different way. But you, once again, you as a company or as a manager, you need to find ways. You can't even be waiting during a period of time that you don't know how long it's going to be, in order to have sales again. So about your question, you were asking if this is something that companies will maintain or not, right?
Exactly.
I think a lot of the companies are learning with it and are finding some opportunities. Right? There is this quote that is something like, in the middle or in the midst of crisis lies great opportunities.
Yes, true.
In some of them, I think that they are looking in this way. Okay, for example, for us, we were postponing online training courses because, like, in person, it's a different experience, and we start doing it. It's going very well, and we will continue. I think a lot of restaurants and a lot of supermarkets, they will continue with the home deliveries. I think most of them will continue some of the things. Another are just trying to fill the gap.
So they maintain their relevance. and keep alive and keep being alive and working as a
Exactly.
business, isn't it? So it's more like a need that
It is.
brings some opportunity and some opportunity to grow, for instance, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which also means maybe some interest in e-commerce, for example. I don't know if among your students there has been some kind of search for this kind of learning about e-commerce platforms or how to enter this kind of channel or something like it.
I will share with you two numbers. So currently, 81% of households in Portugal have internet. And in terms of e-commerce, in the last week of May, 1st of April, there was an increase of 250% of online buying comparing with the same period last year in Portugal. So for sure, if you can't go, or if it's not advised for you to go to a supermarket, or if you can't go like to a painting shop to buy some things to do at home, you buy it online. And for a lot of companies, it was easy because they already have their online stores. So they just started like trying to attract more clients to their online, to communicate their current clients that they have the option. But most of them that didn't have, they wanted to start something like very quickly. And we saw that. Like we saw a lot of companies asking us for training courses regarding e-commerce and regarding ads, so online ads. They wanted to attract new customers. So that was a need for them. Because a lot of them didn't have, for example, a database to communicate through messaging or even email. And if you didn't have it in the past, it's very hard for you now. Like, I don't have a database of my clients, or it's not organized, or it's not according to our GDPR.
Yeah, sure.
So what I'm going to do? I need to attract more clients. So yeah, we saw this in the kind of trainings, the kind of courses like people are asking more about.
So you were talking about how you're adapting. You as Lisbon Digital School is adapting. What do you think is coming next for you as a school, and for what classes are you going to have soon?
We are planning a lot of things. So what we currently did was to take some of our classes, of our courses, and now we have live training. So it's online. It's the more similar experience that we can have with in-person training. So it means that you can be asking questions, you are interacting with the trainer, you are doing some exercises, etc. But we are thinking a lot of products. For example, 2 hours small workshops about, I don't know, attribution models, about marketing automation, something like very quick, express for someone who just want to know about a very specific thing. So we have a lot of ideas. And for us, we usually test it like very quickly. I think that's a very good thing in businesses when you can just test it. You have like a minimum product, so you just test it and you see how market adapts to this. And yeah, like for the next month, we'll have like a lot of news.
So taking in what you're saying, do you think the key is to just go ahead and try it, or do you think it's better if we have the perfect plan and then apply it? What will you defend mostly? Just do it, or do it when you're sure?
It's better done than perfect.
Okay.
So that's one thing. And even for all the kind of companies that can be listening to us, like all the kind of companies that didn't have all this digital marketing or digital tools, etc. It's so easy to learn. And I'm not saying like buy a training course at Lisbon Digital School, but online you have everything. So it's very easy for you to be prepared. Right? There is no need for not having a good website, online store, etc. So yeah, but it's better to test it, to do it, than to be like planning, and then it's the end of pandemic, and we are still planning our online store that we were building in order to try to have some more revenue.
Okay, so do you think this relevance, in just to close our talk as well, do you think it's relevant is about a mix between digital and non-digital? How should those both worlds mix or don't mix
in this current situation, or in general?
In general,
with the pandemic.
With the pandemic, I mean, we have a lot of restraints right now because, well, digital.
Almost everything has to be digital.
It's the only way. But in the future, do you think that this thing about relevance, is it just we have been talking about relevance in digital, but the main thing is a brand has
relevance.
It's
exactly.
So
as a brand, for sure, you need to know, like, you need to do like a 360 plan. You need to know exactly where you need to be in order to communicate with who you want to communicate, in order to attract clients, retain clients, in order to provide them like a great experience. And even as we are a digital marketing company, and we do a lot of things offline. A lot of them. We do events with, like, at IDEA. We do a lot of events at universities as well. We do a lot of commercial one-to-one contact. We do a lot of partnerships with students associations, commercial associations. So it's a mix of everything. And that's, as a company, like, if you know already about traditional marketing and all these tools, now you know about digital marketing. Everything is marketing. So just suddenly we start like having a division between marketing and digital marketing. Everything is the same. It's just a bunch of new tools that we can use in order to achieve our goals. And for sure that we need to work our traditional marketing and offline marketing as well as our digital in order to be relevant.
So one thing will never kill the other. They're
no.
They're the same. Two parts of the same thing.
A lot of I remember, like, I think it was 2011, 12. Almost all talks that you attended, people were saying digital and traditional marketing is dying, and then it was email marketing is dying. Like, how come? Like, they are so relevant. Like, email marketing, in order to retain clients and to have sales from them again, it's such an important tool. And marketing still is marketing. There is only like a lot of new tools, but there is. I think from time to time we need to have like these big ideas, and then we just find out like it makes no sense.
And there's always gonna be always a new thing to come, and it's like the whole song "Video Killed the Radio" song. It's not true. Podcasts are now more alive than ever. Radio is on hype, so it's true. Everything has a place, and it's relevant. So I think we will agree that the content will do the rest, isn't it?
Yeah. They have their relevance, but also they have their role.
Yeah.
So, and it's our job as marketeers to understand what is the role of each tool, either if it's offline or if it's online, and to know, like, in order to achieve our goals and to have, like, this might be something very basic, but most of the companies don't have their goals. They're as smart as they should be, but in order to achieve our goals, to understand what is the role of each company, to understand our customer journey, it's very important. To do our personas, to understand, like, okay, I have these 4 types of persona that usually, like, that represent my clients. So what are their different customer journeys? How am I going to impact them in different parts of their days? Like, am I going to do radio, for example? Am I going to be on, I don't know, marketeer or menos de publicidade, if they are digital, if they are marketing professionals? And if I'm going to do on top of that Google Ads, I'm going to have a website, etc. I think like every tool has their role. We need to understand like what it is, and we need to understand people in our customers in particular in order to succeed in general.
True. So, Virginia, we're at the end of our time. I don't think we have more questions, but let me just. I noticed there was a error with our sound at the beginning, so I'm sorry for that, but I think everything is okay right now, so everybody was listening to us this whole time, so don't worry. But thanks for watching. Thanks for being on that side and taking part of on this talk, Virginia. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vanessa.
You're welcome. And so Wednesday we'll have our next talk with Rui Quinones about attract and retain talent after the crisis. So I hope to see you there, and take care, stay safe, and let's build together. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.